welcome to the stream. Yeah, I originally wanted to do something. I'm ashamed to admit, I originally had a plan today to do something. But, I don't know. I woke up on the wrong side of bed today. And it's been bugging me. I don't really feel like working right now. I just want to draw comfortably, you know? I want to draw like comfort characters. So I decided to just work on a little like fan art for my comic that may never see the light of day, you know? Just to treat myself a little. Cause honestly, there's nothing more I want to work on than this comic, but the problem with this comic is nothing. I don't know if I will actually work on it. It's just I'm having a lot of fun right now, just working on it basically, like for fun. So yeah. Also hi, Lumia. Damn, you sound like that phone Nokia Lumia. I don't know if you know about that phone. My brother had that phone once, so it's quite memorable for me. I think a lot of people had that phone at once. I think it was pretty popular actually. But yeah, anyway, today it's gonna be chill for me. I'm just gonna doodle. But how's your day so far? How is today been like for most of you? Today was just not a good day for me. I pretty much spent the whole day I tried to work in the morning. I worked on my video for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, that's the extent I'm gonna go. And then I just started watching dumb shows on Netflix. I watched Singles Inferno on Netflix, so yeah, dumb. Not productive, but it is what it is. What software? I'm using Photoshop. Based on my phone, I love it so much I named myself it. Damn. You're still using a Lumia phone? Do they still exist? I thought it's been a while though. I thought they discontinued the product. What happened? Yeah, I just had a really bad dream and just woke up on a bed. It was a very like a dream that I'm not comfortable talking about because it's very personal, but it's about my family, and it felt very, at that moment it felt very real, and it also felt very sad that it had come to that. I don't know, maybe if I feel like sharing, I'll share it, but right now, just not there yet. It's too personal. He looks so stupid, his facial expression. I'm gonna fix it. Okay, much better. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it today. I was gonna be so productive today, but then also I went to the gym yesterday, so my body is so sore from yesterday's session. So I'm just like chilling, taking a break. Usually Fridays I always get really pumped up to do something, and because it's so close to the weekend, I just shut down, you know? I just start feeling like, oh shit, I'm actually really tired. So now I'm just chilling. Just having fun with this drawing. Nothing insane. But yeah, it's the weekend. Congratulations to all of you who has made it to the weekend. I'm sure it wasn't easy. Anything you guys plan to do for the weekend? For the weekend, I'm gonna go visit my family, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's just gonna be chill. I have to work as well during the weekend if possible, but that's about it. Okay, so this is done. Let's move on to the next one. So right now what I'm doing, I'm drawing presumably what the comic is gonna look like. So I'm drawing interactions between my character and just like trying to develop a visual. We call it visual development, but this is not that professional. It's just me trying to do fan art, but not really. It's more me trying to create a visual of how my characters will interact with each other. But I think in the industry they call it visual development, but mine is more low-key, less professional. I'm just having fun. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what they're gonna do, and when they when they're doing something, what will the other person respond with their face. And it's just drawing OCs and like fantasizing, you know, because right now I really just want to like draw comfort characters, and these two are currently my comfort characters. Bruh, not even Dear Alice is sacred anymore. That shit is just depressing now. So I can no longer find comfort in that comic. But I envisioned it going that route because we are ending that comic this year. So gotta get worse before it gets better, is all I'm gonna say. How do you write comic? Do you write a script first or straight sketches? So back then, when I first started out my first comic, Roommates, it started out on an idea, and then the idea became me wanting to explore what they would look like. So I needed a visual for me to truly understand my idea. So yes, I actually created the sketches first for Roommates. Started on an idea. And actually, now that I think about it, all my comics, they all start out with an idea. I mean, they all started out with a visual. Even Vile, as much as I would like to admit that Vile is like a change of pace, where I started out with like writing and whatnot, because Vile is the real first comic that I took a lot of time to write. I didn't even take that much time to write Roommates and Dear Alice. But yeah, I wanted to do more writing this year, and I originally wanted to work on a novel for fun, nothing comic related though, but then I realized I don't think anyone's gonna read it. So I eventually just decided, okay, how about we just start writing on the new comic instead? Because even if no one reads the script version, it's gonna still have a chance to become a comic, and it's still gonna be helpful. So yeah, To answer your question, they all start out as sketches before I start the script. Always has been, always will be this way. I think I'm just a very visual person. Even back then, when I was in college, we had to do like FYPs. We had to do final year projects, and my lecturer encouraged us to write our thoughts in a journal and show her our thought process in the journal. But what I ended up doing was I first gave her 3 ideas, potential ideas that I could do on, and then she accepted a few of the ideas, and I decided to go for an idea. And then again I started with the visuals. I went on Pinterest and Tumblr, and I just started like scourging the internet for images and ideas that were similar to mine, and thank God I was able to find them. And yeah, my lecturer liked it so much, she told the co-class, if you guys are not as good expressing your thoughts through words, you can also do it like me. Use visual representations for your ideas. And I was like so happy. I was like, goddamn, I just got a goddamn compliment from my lecturer. I was just ecstatic, and I was so like I was so glad that she was so okay with me not being able to write as much, because I'm just not a good writer at the end of the day. I would like to be a better writer for sure, but I am a very visual person. I read books, of course, but if you give me a choice between a book or a comic, like, I'm of course gonna go for the comic. Cause yeah, I like it. I like visual stuff. Oh, he looks so weird here, by the way. This is not what I wanted for him. Maybe it's just his head. I tend to make their heads too big, and they end up looking so awkward. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was definitely the head. Yeah, I'm just I think with most people you would tend to go with a script first, right? Which is really cool because you have nothing to lose with a script. But I think with a sketch you have a lot more to lose, because then you become infatuated with the idea of the visuals more than the story itself. Also, hi Chainsaw, welcome to the stream. Like, I think a big problem I have is I tend to get too excited and affectionate over the characters I design, and then I ended up not making stories worthwhile enough to live up to what I had in mind for the characters. That's what happened with Roommates anyway. With Dear Alice, I noticed this flaw of mine, so I tried to work on it. I tried to be like, okay, you have a really great character design going on, but what is the motive of this character? What does he do? Does he, like, you know, I need to give them a role in the story that suits their character design. So yeah, that was something I had to learn from my first comic. And right now with Vile, I'm also just trying my best not to get carried away with aesthetics, because I actually tried to do a beta version of this comic and I gave up eventually. I stopped posting it. It's still on my Instagram, but I stopped posting it because, yeah, I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with the story. So I went back to my script and I had to start from zero again, basically. It's like it was too boring the first time around, and I didn't want it to make something that had no impact in the first few episodes. So I went back to the script and I rewrote everything. I kept some parts that I write, but I wanted to rewrite most of it to make it sound more like something that would catch people's attention, because I was getting bored of my own story, which is not a good sign. Like, it started out so good. I thought the visuals was so nice, and then I just kaput. What do I want him to do? So the relationship between these two are a bit complicated for me to explain, but trust me, they have a relationship that I can't spoil because I haven't fully developed their character yet. So I'm just right now just having fun. Based on what I wrote, this is kind of what I think they're gonna look like, you know? Just giving myself the visuals because the visuals are usually the most fun for me. Oh yeah, you are asking why I'm alive. Yeah, apparently I didn't have COVID, so that was great. I actually recovered. I still have leftover sore throat, but I'm doing better. Doing way better since Wednesday, for sure. Where is my... Okay, 2 hairs in the front. Okay. Needed to check on her visuals so I don't mistake it. Also, hi Jazzy, welcome to the stream. Thank you for creating webtoon content. I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you for watching too. So nice of you to come to my stream and say hi. Can I know what video you watched first? Because a lot of people actually found my video through the pet peeves video. And yeah, I'm just like oh, sorry, the fireworks just went off. I mean, why am I apologizing? It's not my fireworks, but the neighborhood are putting on fireworks because it's still yeah, it's very lively here some days. But yeah, thanks for watching though. I appreciate it. I make webtoons, so I make videos about webtoons. I felt like it was only natural. Tahir alive? Tahir is in the toilet. But he's alive. What do I want her to look like here? It's like I want them to be like they're gossiping, but not really. I mean, she shouldn't be taller, first off. She's shorter than him. Don't know why I decided to make her on that height. When I was writing their story, I legit at one point I wanted to cry. But I can't say it because it's spoilers. I was like, there was last week I wrote a very emotional part in the story of them together, and I was like, fuck, I'm not supposed to swear, but I was legit just like, oh man, if only I can share it. which actually gave me an idea. What if I released the novel version of it yet? But now that I think about it, it's not really a good idea, because at the end of the day, I want people to read my comic more than I want them to read the novel. So I was just like, it's fine. I think it was one of those ones and other people's webtoons with criticism. Oh, the one where I roasted their webtoons. I see. That's good. Yeah, people wanted something like that, so I did the thing, but I don't foresee myself making it these few months. Maybe around the half of the month. What? Maybe around half of the year, I will probably make a part 2 to that, because that video actually takes up a lot of my time, and I tend to be quite lazy. I tend to want to spend more time on my comics than videos, so I would always opt for the easier editing videos, editing that I don't have to spend as much time on as, yeah, pretty much that. There is no excuse for my laziness here. I'm just going to stay with that. This is fun. See, drawing can be fun when you're drawing stuff that you particularly care for. Not to say I don't care for the other ones that I draw, but I'm just right now, maybe because this is so new to me, so I'm like enjoying it a lot more. Cause yeah, it's the newest thing in my life right now, developing these two rascals. Hehe, teehee. I think I'm not gonna do the lower half. It's just don't look that right. Actually, maybe around here. He can lean his arms a bit more. So, something like that, maybe. It's okay. I'm just gonna leave it at that. No, I don't usually like to hover on the details. Let's do with them walking together. So this is gonna be like a full body. Well, I'm lazy too, but someday I want to make videos about webtoon as well and create my own webcomics. That's great. Better time to start now. Why not just start now? What's stopping you? It's a great time to work on comics. Also, hi Jess, welcome. Working on Vile, I see. Yeah, when I wrote Doodle, I was like thinking, what am I gonna doodle today? And then I just thought, yeah, let's just do something comforting. Let's just draw my very comforting OCs that will hold me to sleep at night. I swear, I wanted to work on my video art. But yeah, I am fatigued. I am sick. I'm too sick to work on it. So I'm just gonna make time pass by drawing what I want instead. And right now I'm just creating visuals on the character. On the characters, because it's fun. It's fun to create visuals, right? Even if you're not gonna actually work on it. At least not for me, no. Because I have to work on other stuff. I have a lot of comics to work. No, I don't have a lot of comics. I just have Dear Alice to work on. I don't allow myself to start something new unless I finished my old comics. So yeah. It's a rule I have. There's a lot of schoolwork and other things I have to do, somewhat busy. But I want to start before this year is over. Oh man, you're still young. That's great. I mean, one good thing about being young is you have a lot of time. So don't. Just focus on your studies. And when you're an adult, or when you're in college, when you have more time, it's a good time to pursue these things because it's your experimental. It's when you start experimenting your hobbies. I started making comics in college because I was depressed. So yeah, there you go. In high school and maybe like before high school, I made comics too, but they were like very not like full-fledged, like how I got serious in college basically. They were just very like, I'm a little girl who wants to draw my comic fantasy kind of stuff, not serious at all. And then I became serious in college because I was so inspired by so many webtoon artists. Like, to be honest, a lot of people who make comics, I would like to think, are inspired by whatever they read. To me, it was Salty Studios by Omnio. I was like thinking at first, like, wow, this art style is so different. It's so unconventional, not like anime and stuff. So I was very I was very intrigued. And I realized in webtoon, your style doesn't have to be manga-ish. It can be any style you want and people would like it. So yeah. His arms are very, very awkward. I'm just realizing this now. I'm gonna fix it. Sickness is not an excuse not to work. Okay, Chainsaw. I agree, it's very fun. Comics require a lot of time, so that's understandable. I spent half a year working on planning, writing characters, so you can always get started on your free time. Planning phase is no pressure. I've done that too. I have my characters created, and a couple years ago I found webtoon and wanted to do more than writing, so I decided I really wanted to do this. That's great, that's great. Um, yeah, everyone here actually has a comic, Chainsaw and Jess. So feel free to ask them for advice too. They are definitely veterans, if you will. Like, honestly, don't just take my advice. You know, ask a lot of people for advice. Because we all have different experiences on how we started pursuing comic, and you might not be able to relate to my experience, but you might be able to relate to someone else's experience, and it's always nice to be able to relate to someone. Because I always think comic artists are genuinely the loneliest people in the world. And that's just from my experience. So, wouldn't it be nice if everyone just helped each other? Don't listen to Chainsaw, he's insane. Oh, don't listen to Chainsaw, that's my advice, he's insane. I want to do at least 2 romance drama comic, then 1 action comedy. Bam, you're ambitious, Jazzy. How about we just start with 1 first? What's the first genre you really want to do? Let's break it down. Because for me, I've always wanted to do romance and drama. This was my forte, if you will. But yeah, with this comic, I'm actually trying to go more into supernatural, maybe, or fantasy. Dear Alice is very fantasy, but not really. It's more slice of life too. So yeah, I always wanted to do these genres of comic, but with Vi, I wanted to explore as well. So honestly, just start with the genre you've been dying to do first. Romance my jam. True, just likes romance. Romance first. Romance does well on webtoon. It really does. It does. Yeah, romance LGBT comics have always dominated webtoons. I kind of want him to do something with his arms. I don't want him to just put it in the bag. Because it's kind of boring. Doesn't say much about him. Okay, I'm open to suggestions. What do you think the guy should be doing? Any suggestions? Besides 1 hand on the phone, what should his other hand be doing? Let me know in the chat. Can be, I mean, you guys can give me suggestions and I'll look through and I'll pick the one that I think most resonates with him. For her, 1 hand she's holding her boba, okay, and then the other hand she's on her phone. Yeah, that's gonna be her thing, but I want the dude to have doing something more dynamic than just holding his phone. Maybe in his pocket or his waist. He's using his phone to fix his hair. Oh wait! Actually Jazz. Oh my god, Jazzy and Jazz, you both have very similar names. But yeah, Jazz, that's a very good idea. That is so vain of him. That is insane, Jazz. I wouldn't have ever thought of that. So, Jazzy, great idea as well. But I'm gonna go with Jess's idea, fixing his hair. Oh my god, that is, yeah, that is what he would do, for sure. Thank you for the suggestions. It's like oh shit. Thing is, I don't know. I don't know how to draw someone fixing his hair. It's okay. I'm sure I can figure it out. That's so nice. Oh my god, it's so vain too. He's so vain. He is a very vain character. He, you know, wants to look good a lot of the time. Okay, this doesn't look like he's fixing his hair, so I'm going to actually change his position a bit. So when I mean, if I had observed people enough, usually this is how they would fix their hair instead. Oh my god, he's coming to life. Nice, nice. I remember the character description, so I cheated, lol. Nice. I mean, even with the character description and like drawing him and writing his story for so long, I would not have think of that. But yeah, I mean, this is really good. Do you know why? It's like, I feel like only people who make comics can really truly think about human behavior, because to be able to write stories of other characters that are not just the kind of personality you might have as a person is so hard, because you have to do a lot of studying on other people as well, because yeah, it's just not easy to create characters out of thin air. We always have experiences, and we always have people we know IRL or people we've seen from movies and whatnot that have this kind of characteristics that we want to include in our stories. So yeah, it's like I think people who make comics just like me you guys are very cool, because you guys understand what it's like to make characters come to life. It's just not easy to do that, and I live for that as a comic creator myself. People these days, they say something like, oh, I people watch, and then I used to think, what is people watching? I don't understand that. And then, I mean, at least that's what my art friends say, and then I'd be like, they explain to me I people watch because I want to learn about, like, you know, when I'm on the train or when I'm in the mall, I just look at people, I study them. And yeah, that friend is really cool. So I was like, oh, so people watching. And yeah, ever since then, when I'm on the train or I'm on the bus or whatnot, I try not to be on my phone as much, unless there's like nothing interesting going on. I try to do people watching as well. It means I listen to music, and then I just I just look at people on the train, on the bus, and try to study their behaviors because it's fun. I never knew it was such a fun thing until my friend told me about it. Like, I can't believe there is a coined term called people watching, and I was just like, damn, okay, I'm very into people watching then. He is cat. I still have to catch up on your other videos though. Hey, no pressure, they won't get deleted. They're gonna be there forever. Is this your webtoon? Am I being stupid? No, you're not being stupid, Riha. Also, welcome to the stream. Yeah, actually, this is a new webtoon comic idea I'm working on. It's not definitive yet. I might like not end up working on it, but right now I'm just trying to do some visual development for the characters, like what they're gonna end up look like in the comic and whatnot. Well, I'm an animator, so I really like bring things to life. That's cool. I stalk people, confirm, lol. I mean, stalking is something that people... stalking is just one individual though. Compared to people watching is you don't particularly feel anything for the people passing by, but you start to create a narrative in your brain about them, which I think is cool. It's like you would see a couple walking by, and then I would see a couple in front of me like talking, and then the dude wearing glasses would be like, oh, he's probably like kind of blind, didn't get his glasses fixed, and then the girl beside her would be pointing at things, and then he would like squirm his eyes, and I would think, oh, maybe this is his girlfriend trying to explain something. You know, it's just like, I don't know if they're actually doing the thing. I just create this narrative because it's fun, and they don't know what I'm thinking, you know? Yeah, it's a lot of just like if you are put on the spot to create a story of these two strangers, what kind of story would you create? And I always do that with myself because I always do that with other strangers because, yeah, it's like I don't know anything about them, and I just want to see where my mind takes me. And there was this one time, oh, back then I was single. I just got out of a relationship, and I was fantasizing about meeting a guy in public a lot because I would take the public transport a lot, and I wouldn't want to date people in my workplace. So I would I would fantasize a lot about meeting guys outside. And there was this one time I was in the train with this really tall dude. He was standing beside me. The train was really crowded, and he was holding on to like the train, the ledge stuff, and then yeah, we were swaying a lot because the train was like swaying a lot, and then we would keep bumping into each other, and then yeah, we would apologize, and then I started creating this narrative like maybe he is someone that will stop at the same station as I do, walk to the same building as I will, and then maybe this is where we figure out, oh, he works at the same building as I do, and something like that. And then I was just being not quirky. I was just like daydreaming. He ends up going off at another station, and I never saw him again. But yeah, it got to that extent, if you will. Sounds like you're trying to defend it. Nah, fam, nah. I don't see benefits of, like, I don't know. Why do people stalk? I don't understand it, honestly. It's just not a thing that I've ever been infatuated with. There is a comic I know that has this theme, and yeah, never been much of a fan of it. But I can see why people are interested in content like this. It's like a fantasy, if you will. So yeah. Oh. I just remember I'm supposed to draw them walking. I mean, standing works too. As long as I get like full body thing going on. I also wanted to talk about something. That sounds like a nice meet cute. Just girly fantasies of mine. Right, I wanted to talk about this show I've been binging on. I recently watched a Netflix show called Singles Inferno. Think it is like what is it called again? Think Too Hot to Handle, but Korean and more conservative, because they're not about like kissing on the first date. Actually, they never kiss at all in the show. But yeah, I was binging on that show because I wasn't into it at first. I was like thinking, damn, if it's not like too hot to handle, like without all like the sexual stuff and whatnot, how am I gonna get interested in it? And then I ended up getting very invested in the characters. Because maybe without all the sexual stuff and whatnot, there seems more of a genuine connection, albeit most of the women that got picked are a lot of guys basing it solely on their appearances. So still a bit vapid, but still a nice change of pace compared to Too Hot to Handle. And yeah, I ended up actually liking it. And oh, I really want to talk about it. Oh man, I don't want to spoil for anyone that is thinking of watching it, but yeah, maybe I'll just talk briefly about it. Wait, but before that, my friend sent me this whole description of a cute guy coming to sit next to her on a plane yesterday, and then she realized he was married. So you aren't alone with your weird fantasies. I'm sure every girl has fantasized about things like this. Can be a guy or a girl, you know. It's just what we do as humans, you know. You want to think of accidents and fated coincidence, you know, all this shit. It's how I got Tahir. She kept knocking into it until he noticed. Nah, Tahir is very straightforward. I didn't meet him that way. I've heard about the show but haven't watched it though. Those shows are cringe. My wife watches that stuff. Well, your wife has good taste. It's okay to spoil it. It's fine. No, I'm not gonna spoil it. I just wanna vaguely talk about some of the people's relationship. So, but oh man, if I talk about it, it's also somewhat spoilers though. By the way, I watched there are 2 seasons. I guess I won't talk about which season it is. But yeah. Man, I didn't realize how... Like, okay, in Too Hot to Handle, we know that most people also end up sticking with the prettiest girls, and you would have, you know, it's like a high school game. These shows legit is like a study for me. Yeah, because I wasn't cool enough to be in this kind of social situations where everyone is judging each other based off on their appearance first. Okay, let's not talk about personality first. So I was never privileged enough to be put in that position. So I watch these shows and I live vicariously through these characters on the show. And what ends up happening is I get sucked into it because maybe I feel like I can relate a lot to this girl, even though she's like a model in LA, probably lives a very good life, probably is well funded as a model, you know, probably does much better than me. But in those cases, you know, in those shows, they really like try to like showcase their personality and stuff, and I start being able to relate to them, and I would start thinking, okay, I can see why she chose that guy, because I would choose that guy too. But this show, okay, one couple ended up in my expectations, but the rest of the couples kind of didn't end up in how I thought they would end up together with, so it was surprising. And basically, again, just like high school, there's one popular girl, and quite literally, at first, the entire cast was into her, and then it dwindled down to out of 7 or 6 people, 3 people wanted to date her, and then she chose this guy that was such a loser in the beginning. But when he got the girl, I was like, wait, I don't see him as a loser anymore. Because before he got the girl, he also tried really hard to get her. Like, he tries really hard to let her know that he is interested in her. They don't outrightly say, I love you, I like you, stuff like that. It's more Asian, more conservative. And yeah, he lets her know fully well how he feels about her. And all throughout 10 episodes, she refuses to submit to him. She refuses to go on a date with him. Until almost nearing the finale, she does. And the way he fights for her is also inspiring too, because of how much of a loser I saw him as. So it was funny. And I thought this show was just as vapid as Too Hot to Handle, but it ended up being something. They ended up building very, very good narratives of certain couples. Sometimes it's so long and you have a lot to get through, but then it's quite satisfying, the ending, I would say. I haven't seen one of the seasons yet, but the season I watched was quite satisfying. For me, anyway. So yeah, I had a lot of things I wanted to say after I finished it. But then I decided, it's okay. I'll just talk about this very striking one that came out to me. You can spoil it, I'm never gonna watch it. I don't find any of those people on those shows, the way they act and talk would just turn me off. True. It becomes kind of like are they acting or are they like genuine on the show? Like, we don't know anymore at this point. They could all just be like planned and acting. But in my little shoujo romance heart, I would like to believe that not everything is planned and not everything is acting. At least I think that would have been nice if it wasn't all acted. I mean, probably they won't end up together outside of the show. Usually these like shows, these dating shows, they never end up with the person they were meant to date in the show. Yeah. Mm. I wanted to do a pose for him. Let's see. Let's go on Pinterest. I'm gonna go on Pinterest real quick. I'm gonna look for like male poses. Oh my god. Suit poses maybe. Yeah, I just wanted to get some inspo on how they might interact with each other. I saw something quite nice. This is so douchebaggy vibes. But yeah. This is kind of one I want to go for. I'm gonna go with this one. His face is not that long though. Dude. I can make it less. Or I can redraw this. So the nose is gonna be here from this angle. Very hard to draw like bottom top faces. Bottom top view. Looks stupid. That's the consensus I was coming towards. But I can do this, right? Do this. Maybe let's not draw the face first. Let's focus on the body first. The face is kind of really not that important. So something like this, and then maybe he's holding on to his phone. Maybe he's talking to her about something. So his body is going like this. He's going like this and then like this. Okay, let's try. Yeah, he's definitely the type of person who would put his leg up. For real, for real. Couldn't have found a better reference, if I must say. Has to be straighter though. Okay, and then I'm gonna draw his face now. Maybe he's looking at her. Yes. This is what I wanted to go for. I have to figure out how this... He basically wears the same suit all the time. That's the thing. Doesn't really change into other outfits. Lore-wise, doesn't really change. Also, when I watched the show, I found a girl. I felt like she was quite similar to me, but also not really. She seems more like she has a lot going on in her life. You know, she's pretty, probably also a model, but in some way, like creatively and personality-wise, I felt like I could relate to her. So I was very curious who she went for. And she ended up going for the guy that I thought she was gonna go for. Which is nice. It's like when you predict what people are gonna do and then your prediction is right. It's always satisfying for me with that. They're always gossiping. Oh my god, why are my characters... Why do I keep drawing them gossiping? What is my infatuation with that? Maybe I'll draw her hair tied up this time. Oh my god, this stance makes her look like a guy, but it's so nice though. What should she wear? Maybe I'll give her a hoodie. Bruh. Honestly, I'm really tired. I think we're not surprised at this point. It's like all I ever say is I'm tired. But yeah, I'm really tired. And I have to pull through for another 50 minutes. I can do it though. I I just have to. Maybe I should do something else though. If I'm like getting tired from drawing this, maybe it's time to change the pace and do something else instead. But what should I do though? You guys have any ideas? Andrew Tate. Would your character chase a laser pointer? Can't remember what his name is. Or would he try really hard not to chase a laser pointer? Or would he not care about laser? Okay, that's a really cute trivia. For him, he has lived long enough as a character to not be infatuated with mortal things anymore. What he constantly looks forward to is some good meat and finding joy in other people's misery. And also, he's gossiping, I guess. Like, he's the type of person who's... Yes, he's kind of like a cat, but he's also like... He has lived his life so long that he is not amused anymore by these things. So yeah, that's all... I guess that's all I'm gonna say for him. Because I haven't really got this character figured out yet. Like, yes, I have like a story I would like to give him. He is sort of a main character, but also not really, you know. Main character is more the girl than the guy. But nonetheless, he is going to be the most interesting one compared to her. She's more like the protagonist based blank character, if you will. And he's kind of like the gateway to everything. Actually, oh, wanna read my script? Yeah, I'm thinking like, okay, what can I do if I'm getting bored of drawing? And I just thought, I mean, I keep talking about how much I've been writing, which is actually not a lot. It's a lot more of me trying to figure out what I want happening to my story, more than the actual writing of it. It's like I've been daydreaming a lot about it. So I'm thinking, what if instead of me like drawing, I can take a break and I can instead let's read some script, because that time it was actually fun. Albeit I was very nervous. I felt like oh my god, what am I putting out there for people to judge on like my very rough draft of my script. But I don't know, I liked it. It wasn't like, it's not like a lot of people are here anyway, so I think you guys, yeah. Gossiping goes with enjoying people's misery. Yeah, exactly. But not for her though. She's not as zippy. She tries not to be, but she is. My bad, that was really loud. Okay. Let me pull up my script. Yep, let's do some light reading, shall we? Okay. So mind you, this usually people write their scripts and whatnot. They would write it in the letter size 11. For me, I did it in 16. So there is 56 pages worth of writing, but a lot of blanks as well, because when I start a new chapter, I don't want to do it in the same page. So it's like maybe like 50 pages of writing with letter size at 20 apparently. I thought I made it at 16. That's weird. Okay, never mind. Let's start with what happened afterwards. Oh, I need to switch my screen actually. Just a sec, let me figure out where we are at. Okay, I think I found it. So around here, and then let me switch. Let me do. Okay, I switched back because I decided I want to do something else. Okay. Let me try to open... Let me try to add a new window capture. Okay. Which one is it? Okay, so this one. And then let me just make this big. And let me put this. So you can hear, I don't know if you see it. Oh shit. Let me lock this. And then let me put the chat here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. There's like chapter 1, and then there's if you can see the outline of the script, it's a lot of first meeting, family, home sweet home, business proposal, first question, second question, and then I just for the chapters I couldn't figure out. I just put anything. Attractive work-life balance, about God, which was very recently wrote. And then limbo, contract, vouchers, philosophy, contract, chapter 2. So I started writing chapter 2 even though I wasn't finished with chapter 1, because with these ideas I tend to I just write and then I add into it, you know, it's like all over the place. But yeah, last time, where do we end it? We ended with time of death, so the prologue, and then now we are at chapter 1, which is we're gonna introduce the character, the cat. So yeah. Okay, I can start reading now. So again, just know, very rough draft and no pressure, am I right? I feel a little bit embarrassed. Oh my god, I feel embarrassed because I'm not like confident about it yet. But yeah, let's go. Let's just go. Let's just get this over with. Let me try to finish the first chapter. Yeah, let's just do one chapter here. Basically, it shouldn't be called chapters. Maybe as a whole, there is prologue, chapters, and then under chapters there are episodes. Yeah, something like that. Chapters and then episodes. Okay, I'll just shut up. I'll just start, okay? So, let me go into my reading voice. Okay. A-I-O-U. Hello. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Violet hears faint beeping noises, quiet chatters between people coming and going, light and heavy footsteps as well. I forgot to add as well, but I can't add it because I'm in guess. But yeah, as well. The smell of flowers and Clorox in the air. She opens her eyes to a warm orange ceiling light. What an effing nightmare. The first thing she thought out loud to herself. So this is after she gets consumed by the demon and ended up being just like a nightmare. She remembered her dream vividly. Usually the memories of a dream don't last long for her, but she could never forget this one. She realizes she is in a hospital room. Next to her, the bustling city lights glow in the distance. She catches a reflection of herself in the window. It isn't clear, but she can see bruises all over her face and neck. Violet wasn't sure what had happened to her, how she got here in the first place as well. She starts to panic until she finds a ways. Oh man, I'm so sick. Just a sec. She starts to panic until she finds a vase of flowers at her bedside. From Mom in a trademark card by Post Buddies. Call me and get well soon. Violet calms herself at the sight of the card. She also sees her brutally torn up bag further right. She tries to reach for her bag, but her body is constrained from bandages and being hooked up to machines she doesn't even know the names of. She felt a slight pain while reaching. She lifted up the calming pastel blue blanket in front of her to find horrifyingly bruised legs covered up by some bandages. She also caught a whiff of the smell. Violet immediately puts the blanket down, her head spinning. A doctor comes into the room, walking towards her. Good evening, Violet. Are we doing alright? He takes glances at her while he checks on her chart. Violet doesn't speak, still gagged by the smell. She looks up at the doctor, but for some reason, his eyes are blurry, almost as if someone had put a mosaic blur effect on him. Violet knew she wasn't that blind. Could this be a side effect of her injuries? She stares relentlessly at the doctor's face, trying to focus on his eyes. She could tell the doctor is getting uncomfortable. Is there something on my face? The doctor asked awkwardly. Doctor, am I blind? Her first words after her long slumber rose out awkwardly. A cold sweat rose down her forehead. The doctor puts out a flashlight to check on her eyes. Your eyes look fine. Violet is just relieved to know that she isn't diagnosed as blind. It's okay, maybe I'm just tired. Do you remember what happened to you? Yes. Alright. After prescribing her treatments and the nurse giving her a shot for the pain, you are one of the rare few cases surviving something so fatal. Please get some rest. The doctor leaves with that. Sustaining these kinds of injuries and quite literally coming back from the depths of hell, she was glad she was alive. She starts looking around the room to ground herself. It's cozy and somewhat spacious for a 4-person hospital room. There are 2 empty beds in front of her. One was undone, and another has sweat stains on the covers of the bed. There is a closed curtain next to her. Through a small gap and a faint shadow figure implies someone is asleep next to her. Violet tries to rest. She closes her eyes and lets out a huge sigh. I don't want to go back to sleep after that. Immediately, she thought of the one thing she is attached to when she can't sleep, her phone. She reaches for her bag again, cautiously this time. 3 missed calls from mom, 2 from brother, and a few dozen messages from various ads and work-related emails. This is the extent of her social circle, if any, just family and work. She taps on her brother's profile picture. His eyes are blurred. What the hell? Before Violet can grasp the situation in her eyes, a text message pops up. Victor, Violet's brother, wanted to make sure the last message she saw would be, I will be there tomorrow to see you. Violet replies to her brother in text, reassuring him that she is fine. Violet texts her mom saying she is fine as well, but couldn't call her like the card instructed her to, as she is probably asleep at this hour. She scrolls social media. Her friends don't seem to know what has happened to her, which is better this way. Now, if only her damn eyes can focus on their faces. Out of the corner of her eyes suddenly, she sees a tall shadow behind the curtains. A doctor? Her eyes were glued to the screen this entire time and didn't realize someone had entered. Through the gap of the curtains, a small opening to a pair of eyes? I can see him. I can see his eyes. Crystal clear. What the F, she thought to herself. She couldn't see the patient lying down. She could only see the skin of the patient. Their hands looked old and wrinkly. It felt rude of her to look, so she tried her best not to. But there was little to no control after seeing eyes for the first time. The shape of the shadow had changed. It wasn't human looking anymore. It looked huge, with a pair of sharp teeth almost demon-like as well. She rubbed her eyes again. The shadow was normal looking again. The gap revealed itself again, the person with the eyes looking back at her, smiling. She looks away in utter shame. I told you not to look. I told you not to look. Hello. She slowly turns around to meet her demise. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. The person wore a vest and tie. It seemed like he just came back from work. It seemed like he just came here from work. He is attractive. So attractive, she thought, all the possible jobs he might withhold, and she settled for either a bartender or a go-go boy. No need to be sorry, I was curious about you too. It's sarcasm, right? Anyway, I promise I won't look again. You can attend to your family. There is nothing left for me to attend to. Huh? After hearing herself confused, a long beat goes off. A flat line. Doctors and nurses rush in to attend to the patient in the curtains. Through the gap, she sees a doctor checking on the patient's vitals, nurses checking on the machines, finally shaking their head. Time of death. That's it. That's episode 2. Episode 2 is first meeting, or actually episode 1 of chapter 1. So what I read to you the other day, what I read to you guys was the prologue. So yeah, this is episode 2. Let's see how many words boots and toes pop up. Thankfully, nothing in this chapter. Then, thankfully, don't be embarrassed. The prologue was cool. It was a cool prologue. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is chapter 1, episode 1. It's a bit lengthy. I am trying to explain a lot of things through adjectives, like visualizing what is going on with her, because, well, I would like to think the after you get into an accident or something, like the first thing you would see is just trying to ground yourself and visualize what is going on with you, what happened to you. So there is a lot of me trying to describe what is happening around her. And yeah, and then we meet the cat. Did he kill the old person? What? Lol. I can't I can't disclose that. No comments on that. That is lore, that is spoilers. But I like that you're interested in that. That's good. That means caught you? The cliffhanger? Yes, everyone dies in episode 2. Nah. I can keep reading if you guys want to. This is episode 3. Episode 3 is family. So far, episode 2 is still... I wanted to add a few more things, if I ever come back to it. But yeah, this is so far what it's gonna look like, basically. Is he deaf? Is he just there because he liked the misery of dying? Was he attached to the old person? I have so many questions. I am interested. Good job. Thank you. Damn. High praises. High praises. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys have any feedbacks for me, I would also try to improve my writing, you know? But yeah, that's episode 2. I can keep reading. I don't mind. I would probably have to stop at a business proposal, because that is an area that I don't think I've written it as perfect as I wanted it to. And the blurry eyes are very intriguing. Yeah, just imagine it as a comic. It's so exciting, right? Like blurry eyes in the comic. What I'm thinking I'm gonna struggle a lot in the comic is a lot of backgrounds. With the backgrounds, when I did my test beta comic test sketch, I used photos and I filtered it blur, so it looks like photo filtered backgrounds. And I also used a lot of like manga tricks, if you will, because the comic is gonna be in black and white. So yeah, I really want to create this manga vibe to it, black and white manga vibe. So not the same as Dear Alice, because Dear Alice is very storybook format. For a while, I wanted it to be more like a manga style. So yeah, okay, let me just try to read episode 3. I need to drink water though. I mean, this is fun. I love sharing my script because besides my boyfriend, who I don't blame him, it's like he can't get as interested because my ideas are not concise, they're everywhere, so I can't get him interested enough yet, which is understandable. So when I write, my ideas are very chaotic, and there is no one I can share to, unfortunately. So sharing it on stream now, it feels very nice, even if like a lot of people are not watching. But I think I like that more. I like that there are not a lot of people watching. It's just sharing it with a couple of friends and just being able to like talk about it. Black and white really suits darker story very well. I also think that too. I wanted to go for that for sure. Okay, episode 3 is family. Violet can't... Okay, let me just start. Violet can't help but stare at the entirety of the operation going on in the room right beside her. After confirming the patient's death, they took the old lady away. All this time, though, she was not as concerned about the death of the lady happening beside her. More so that she couldn't see clearly. She couldn't see any of their eyes at all. Everyone had this strange filter on them. Everyone but him. You have questions? She forgot about the man who has been standing there all this time. Questions? She stops herself before continuing. Best to leave the questions to the professionals though, right? She thought to herself. Did you know the patient? Why not follow them? She turns the question on him instead. I knew her. He glances out of the room, then turns back to Violet, with no lingering feeling for the old lady at all. Your injuries look bad. Violet does not understand the intentions of this go-go boy. Why is he more interested to talk to her than the old lady he supposedly came for? I'm on meds. I can't really tell anymore. She plays it cool. By the way, aren't visiting hours over? She continues asking naively. The man shrugs. Listen, if you ever need help, any kind of help at all, here's my business card. He slips her a card from an expensive-looking card holder. The name card in matte black, engraved silver words, shine according to the lighting. It felt like he was selling her something lucrative. It had no business establishment, no name, just a phone number. Violet flips it around twice, checks it in different lighting, and is confused. She looks up to reject him, but he was gone. Vanished. Okay, moving on. The morning after, a man walks in with a woman and their child. Violet couldn't recognize them. She still couldn't see their eyes properly, even after a good night's sleep. Violet, the man says in a worrying tone. Victor and Lisa. She can at least tell from his voice. It has to be her brother and his wife, with their baby in a stroller. But she couldn't even tell if the baby was awake. I should really ask the doctor about my eyesight after this, she thought to herself. Bless his wife, she brought her some snacks and a phone charger. Her brother was really worried about how he thought they were gonna lose Violet. Mom included too, of course. Mom wishes you well. She really wanted to come see you. It's okay, we called. There's no need for her to fly back for this. It will be very bothersome for her. Bothersome? Violet hears her brother scoff. Violet, it is not bothersome. Although she can't really make out her brother's expression, she knows her brother all too well. She knows he hates it when she thinks this way. Sure, she mutters quietly. The couple turned their faces to one another. Lisa wanted to ask what happened before the accident, but Victor stops Lisa before she could finish her sentence. It doesn't matter, as long as you are fine now. They stayed for a couple of hours, catching up on one another. The couple left agreeing they would send her home from the hospital in a couple of days. The truth is, Violet really didn't want to bother them. She knows it has been hard enough for them to take care of their newborn. Although she couldn't see them well, one of them was always looking away to yawn, and one of them would unconsciously start rubbing their forehead. So yeah, that's episode 3. Episode 2! I keep getting it mixed up, but yeah, that's episode 2. I know a thing or two about chaotic ideas. I understand chaotic ideas, that's how writing is in my experience. I don't even write, lol. But yeah, so I know this episode is very split. It's like half of it is about the business card. which I think I can actually separate it into something called maybe episode 2 is business card, episode 3 is family. I mean, I can't edit now because I'm in guest mode, but yeah. I think this is me trying to clean up my thoughts now. It's like the first part of the story has really nothing to do with family. So I'm gonna split it into business card and family. But yeah. So I said I would stop at a business proposal. So I'm gonna move on to Home Sweet Home. Because there's not like a lot of spoilers in Home Sweet Home. I don't know. I have 20 minutes left. Should I keep going? It's up to you guys. But yeah. Episode 3. I really like writing the first part. It's a lot of back and forth between the cat and her. And it's a lot of like me imagining what this man would react to, how he would react to, what he would say. Yeah, it's a lot of imagining, and I love that. I love imagining conversations and how they would go. I think, yeah, if you guys don't mind, I can like read. Shit, I'm getting really, really excited about my script. Makes me want to write now. Makes me want to write more. That's the thing. Like, I get so excited about reading it. I want to write it as well. Just a second now. I lost my mouse. That's weird. What? Oh. Okay. I lost my mouse. I can't find my cursor. It's okay. I can kind of see where it's pointing towards, and I can still do this. The only idea I have is to maybe switch episode 2 and 3, so you're introducing new questions in each episode. Family could introduce the blurry eyes question, then the mysterious demon is obviously mysterious. Yeah. I can understand, yeah. Either... So what you're saying is, I either split them up, or I put the family first before meeting the demon. Thing is, the first thing she wakes up, it's like nighttime, so they couldn't come visit her. So, basically, and the key point in episode 1 was that she asked him, "Isn't visiting hours over?" And he disappears. So that is the question. I think the brother episode would be more intriguing if it was the first time she can't figure out why she can't see. That's true. That's true too. Because the first person she meets instead is the doctor, telling her about what happened, but not really. I'll think about it. That's really good though. It's like a familiar face you can't make out anymore. I could make it as if the first person she sees is her brother as well. And then maybe later at night, she meets the demon. Or something like that. But yeah, I definitely see your point. And I would take it into consideration. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate the suggestion. It's also very interesting for me too, to see what other people thinks. And I mean, you mentioning that you introduce one question at a time. Yeah, I definitely don't want to overwhelm people with questions. So yeah. But okay. Let's move on to episode 4. I'm gonna split up these two things. I'm gonna split them up in their own episodes. So let's move on to episode 4. Home Sweet Home. In the following days, multiple doctors would check up on her, making sure her eyes were fine, to the point she started to question herself if maybe she just needed to start wearing glasses. Violet eventually gives up and settles on going to an optician after she leaves the hospital. Her brother Victor comes to pick her up on the appointed day. Sorry about the mess. He makes way for Violet in the front seat, putting away toys, baby bags, and diaper packaging. As they drove back to her apartment, she felt sad to be leaving her short stay in the hospital. It was clean, and her food was well taken care of. Plus, she didn't have to work. As they were reaching her apartment, going up the elevators, she realized something a little too late. Her apartment is a complete mess. Victor, you can leave from here. She blocks her brother from exiting the elevator. What? I just got here. At least let me take you to your doorstep. No, no need. My neighbor, she's nosy. She would see you. So what? I'm your brother. What's wrong with that? The elevator door bumps on her shoulders and she winces from the pain. Please, Victor, you have done enough. Thank you for bringing me home. He scratches his head. Fine. Let me know if you need anything. Violet gives him a thumbs up and he goes down the elevator. She lets out a huge sigh of relief. She tries to enter her apartment, but trash bags are blocking her. She gives it one more painful push and it opens just big enough for her to shimmy in. It is a filthy apartment. Trash bags litter the hallways, takeaway food packaging, bottles of sodas, dirty dishes. She at least still has a small pathway to reach her living room. After the finale of getting jump scared by something moving in one of the packaging, she closes the bedroom door behind her, dejected. Why am I like this? She flops on her bed, trying to find a comfortable position. At least my bedroom is clean. She drifts off thinking about her next meal. Okay. In the next couple of days, maybe I can split this up as well, because that was quite long for Home Sweet Home. So this would be episode 5. In the next couple of days, Violet is still being given time off from work to heal. And for the first time ever, she was truly bored. So bored, she started cleaning her apartment. She tiptoes outside the hallways to dump trash, hoping not to alert any of her neighbors. She did her dishes, well, whatever was salvageable. Finally, she musters up the courage to clean her bathroom. She picks up hair from the clogged drain and gives her toilet a good scrub. She goes over to her medicine cabinet last, sighs at the sight of all her medications, mainly empty pill bottles, pills that supposedly makes her feel normal. The last pill bottle she has is almost empty. She wouldn't even know what to say to her psychologist looking like this. She had to make whatever was left count. Violet was instructed by her doctors to go easy on her meals, but there was something sinisterly oily she started craving, so she finally left the vicinity of her apartment after 3 days. Okay, maybe in this episode is a clean home or something. First is a home sweet home, and then the next episode is home clean home, or just something like that. Because in this episode, it's more of her like cleaning and getting her shit together, you know? It's very cool, I'm super into it. Nice. I got you hooked. That's nice. I have 10 more minutes. Oh man, I really want to get into the next part. But it's so rough. Let me skim through it. Okay, it's not too long. Maybe we stop at... Oh my god, I literally said I would stop it at business proposal, and then now I'm here like... I mean, it's probably not that bad, right? It's just, I think one of the reasons why I don't want to show it is because there is a lot of like, maybe I would have left out some things I wanted to say, but I haven't wrote it yet because I just thought of it and haven't started on it yet. But I really want to share. I mean, we shared 5 episodes in the prologue now. I guess another episode wouldn't hurt. It's just the 6th episode. And then I only have 10 minutes left anyway. If you don't make this comment, you're going to have to send me the script to read. Oh man, I don't even know if I can finish the script. This is what is even bad about me. I have a habit of locking to the first new breeding like thing that, you know, I'm interested in, and then I ended up ditching it halfway because I keep getting distracted by other stuff. So right now this project, this bio project, is very new, very exciting for me, but a lot of things for me, they always start out very exciting and then I start to lose interest in it. So I'm really scared of that happening to me. I'm really scared of losing interest. But I also don't want to burn out, because what I would do is, in fear of becoming disinterested, I would keep working on it non-stop. And I eventually reach a burnout stage. So this is why I'm taking it slow this time. Finish it. I'm going to fight you. You have to finish it. Oh man. I want to so bad. I just don't want to burn out, and I don't want to stop being disinterested. I hate myself. I hate this part of myself where I keep starting new things and then I just get so bored of it. But right now, this is very exciting for me. Okay. I mean, I'm really happy right now. So I'm gonna share episode 6. Okay. A business proposal is what it's called. Would you like to have it here or takeaway? The staff of the Chinese restaurant asked her awkwardly. Violet hastily pays for her meal, for her takeaway, after realizing she has been staring at the server for far too long. The thing is, she couldn't tell if someone is talking to her directly anymore. She wanted to go home after their interaction, but she stops herself midway. If I eat outside, I can leave the trash outside. So she goes over to a nearby park to have her meal. She finds a quiet bench overlooking the city. Once she is done eating, she checks on her phone again. No messages, no calls. Maybe I should meet up with some friends. As she is about to chat up with a guy, she stops herself midway. I should probably wait for my bruises to heal up first. She switches off her phone and watches the people in the park. Friends hanging out on picnic tables, families taking pictures of the city, people running to stay fit. Maybe I should start running. She laughs at her own joke, but immediately feels like a loser. I need to get laid, she decides promptly. She could go on Tinder, or she could text a few guys she used to have flings with. Currently, she is much more interested in the go-go boy from the hospital. Currently, though, she's much more interested in the go-go boy. Okay. She digs her bag for his card, but what if he charges me a lot? She hesitates calling him. But after a near life... Okay, this part is very not well written. There's too many buts, but after a near life-death experience, she decides to give it a gamble. Violet plays a mindless mobile game while she waits for the man to come meet her at the park. Hello, we meet again. Violet looks up to see the man once again. His attire is still the same as ever. His eyes glow dimly in the night sky. She is definitely not blind, nor does she need glasses. But why is he different from the rest? Can she only see hot guys now? What is wrong with her? You have questions? The man speaks after a moment of awkward staring. Hello, hi. Sorry, I didn't get your name. You can call me whatever you like. Ah, so this must be how he entices his customers, by making it personal. I really can't think of anything for you. What name do you usually go by default? The man stares into the distance. It is refreshing to look at him. For once, she can tell where a person is looking without having to guess. She could tell he was thinking. Mao, he says. Violet couldn't help but let out a small chuckle. You're kidding, right? She stops midway as she notices the man was serious, in a smiley manner. Dude, you realize your name is just cat in Chinese, right? He stares back into the distance. He didn't look offended by her question at all. It was as if he was used to it. I will answer any questions you have for one meal. Any meal? Meat. One question for some meat. Violet's skin crawls at the word meat. She remembers the sound of the creature, the words it uttered before the crackling of her bones. This couldn't be related, right? What kind of meat? Some beef would be nice. It's been a while. Violet is relieved to hear that it was a protein people generally eat. A steak meal is pretty expensive, man. All that for a question? What do you even do? I don't want a steak. I like mine rare. Oh yeah, that's it. That's episode 6. I'm also seeing the possibility of cutting this up as well. So in the beginning, she is outside by herself and she realizes she's bored. So maybe I can cut the above one to something called phone call. And then the next one is business proposal, where they actually start doing the proposal. Yeah. Your beginning is so good, and the visuals I'm picturing are awesome. Nice, nice. You want to? You mean you will? Well, take your time. Don't rush it. Don't take your time. Get it. I'm motivated too. Yeah. So I guess a bit of her personality is that she will literally leave her apartment to go get some food. So that's the kind of person she is. She doesn't have a lot going on for her. But yeah, food is something she likes. And for this guy, you know, we don't know why he likes his steak rare. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And actually, the next episode is first question. Oh, that's gonna be like we're getting it on after the next episode. Yeah. The next episode is gonna be the core, kind of the start of the core of the chapter. Before all of this, it's just introductory to the chapter. But yeah, actually I have to go. But this was really fun. I had a lot of fun. Even just drawing them, visualizing them. I can show you guys the visuals again of what I wanted them to look like. If only I can find my mouse. Where is my mouse? Okay, I can do it with a tablet. So yeah, this is the visuals for them. You just read the script and this is the visuals. So I'm not gonna spoil of what they're all doing here, but you can kind of tell where it's gonna go. I'm stopping stream. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening to my script. That was really nice. He's a face biter as well. Violet needs a friend. I'm not sure she needs a friend who's a demon. I think about that too. But yeah, that's about it for the stream. Uh, I'm. I hope I can see you guys on Art Jam. Thing is, I have to visit my family again on Sunday, so I'm not sure if I can be there on Art Jam. But I will try my best. But yeah, that's about it for the stream. I'll see you guys on Wednesday next week. So bye bye.